So why do you need GeoGebra to help you solve a binomial distribution? Well, here's the deal. If we look at the problem above about rotator cuff surgery, you'd actually find out that in order to do this pretty basic binomial distribution question, you would probably have to do all of this work over here. Now, that means that you would have to come up with all the possible outcomes. You would have to come up with the probability of all of those outcomes, and then you'd have to find which ones apply to your situation, and then go ahead and add up the probabilities you need for your answer. When instead, GeoGebra is going to do all that work for you. Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is MrCaproni, and this is Probability and Statistics. Today I'm going to be walking you through a free program online called Geogebra. You can get there by going to geogebra.org. And we're going to use this program to do binomial distributions, like the problem we saw at the start of this video. So let's go ahead, dive right in, and learn how to use this software. So here we are at geogebra.org. Now, once we are here, you do not want to click on the start calculator. That's just the general calculator, and that's not what we're looking to use today. Instead, I'm going to go down here and click on GeoGebra Classic, GeoGebra Classic. And that's going to bring me to this screen right here. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either A, you're going to get a menu down here with different parts of the application that you can use, or you won't, like how you see right here now. If you do see that menu, go ahead and click on the probability app with the normal curve. If you don't, that's okay. You can come up here to the three lines and you can go ahead and click on perspectives and then go ahead and click on probability right here. So I click on that, and that's going to open up my applet that we want to use for this type of binomial question. Now, it is set on the normal curve to begin. So you have to go to the drop-down menu for normal and switch that to binomial. We are dealing with binomial distributions. We want to switch that to binomial. Now, at this point, you can see exactly what it is this applet's going to do. All we have to do is identify the n, identify our p, the probability of success, and then identify the range of numbers that we want our x to be in between. So let's go ahead and refer back to the original question we had at the start of this video. So the question we looked at the beginning had a topic where it talked about doing 3 surgeries at a 90% success rate for each one individually. And we want to know the probability of getting 2 successful surgeries. Now, when you're looking at this, let's go ahead and fill in the easy things first. N in this case is we were talking about 3 surgeries. And P in this case was 90%, but you always have to put it in as a decimal. So that's going to be 0.90. And I always hit enter after I put something in, so I make sure it actually got submitted. Now, something I want to bring up is you'll notice already that it gives you kind of a histogram type situation of what you're looking at, and it gives you the full probability distribution over here. So you can see there's a 0.001 of getting 0 successful surgeries. There's a 2.7% chance of getting 1 successful surgery, a 24.3% chance of getting a 2 successful surgeries, and a 72.9% chance of getting 3 successful surgeries. So the whole probability distribution is over here. And in fact, for 2 successes, we already know that our answer is going to be 24.3% chance of that success. Now, when we look down here, though, you can actually tailor this to be a bit more for you. One of 2 things. Now, we already have the N and P, but notice there are 3 buttons down here. If you ever have the situation where it wants to know the probability of this number or less, so let's say 2 or less, I click on this left one over here, and that will actually allow me to put in the number 2, and it will shade everything to the left of it. Now notice in the probability distribution, it actually also highlights all 3 of those for you to show you what's being included in that total of 0.271, so a 27.1% chance of getting 2 or less. Now, if I wanted to go in the opposite direction of saying, what about 2 or more, then I would go ahead and leave it with the 2 there, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this right one. And what that does is instead, it's going to take that number that we plug in there and shade all of the numbers to the right of that. So in this case, 2 and 3. And you can see it adds the 2 of those together and gives us our answer of 97.2. But in this case, we were just looking for the one number, which you can find right here, or you can go ahead and click on the in between. And this is used for if I don't want to talk about the 0 or 3, or let's say if n was 20, if I wanted to pick out a little subset in the middle that I wanted to use. In that case, you can actually name the range you want to be from where you wanted to start to where you want it to end. And sometimes you can go ahead and even click in here the same number twice, and that would be the same as identifying just the number 2. So I want to know the range just from 2 to 2. So if you want that answer down here because this chart's just too big to look through, then you can do it that way as well. So the answer to the question we were actually looking at the beginning today, where they wanted to know the probability of getting 2 out of the 3 being successful, exactly 2 out of the 3, then the answer to that is going to be 24.3%. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for binomial distributions on GeoGebra. So remember, if you liked this video, go ahead and click the like button for me below so that I know I did a good job. Also, if you want to keep getting videos like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. Remember, my name's MrCaproni, and this has been Probability and Statistics. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic day.